Welcome back, guys, and today we are here with Broadway grosses, so let's get into it. I want to thank all of you for liking, subscribing, and the last video was huge. We're at 372 subscribers, I think, so thank you for the love and the hate. No, I am not a failed actor. I am 19 years old and don't want to act, but sure, whatever you think, bro. I think a lot of people were upset with my coverage of Some Like It Hot. A lot of people said, Andres, you're being mean, you take pleasure in the demise of a show, and to an extent, it is kind of fun, but I'm entertaining, I'm a personality. I'm not gonna just say, oh, I hope this show does well, and this and that. Broadway is too many, yes men, people type, sensitive. I'm here to say it how it is, and yeah, I might be a little brash, yeah, I might be a little cocky, yeah, I might have a bit of a character to me, but that's just what I am, and it's working, because it's bringing in views, it's bringing in subscribers, and I'm keeping you entertained, whether you hate me or whether you like me. So, and Juliet went from 89% to 95%, grossing $1 million, and huge increase in ticket sales. A Beautiful Noise went from 91% to 95%, also making $1 million. And both these shows, jukebox musicals, maybe it's the comeback of jukebox musicals, and while A Beautiful Noise did not get good reviews from critics, it seems audiences are taking a huge liking to it. So I think these will be around for a long time. A Strange Loop went from 72% to 78%, but the overall gross was down because they missed a performance. Almost Famous went from 72% to 73%, still in the $700,000 range. I think this will close in February, March. I don't think it will make it to the Tony Awards. Beetlejuice, and the reason why is because, these new musicals can't be doing these kind of numbers, especially with this economy that we're in that's even more cutthroat than it was before, and even before then, it was already pretty cutthroat. So again, I'm not happy that Almost Famous is failing, because I haven't seen it, but again, a show can get amazing reviews, you might love it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be successful, and I'm just saying it how it is based on the numbers, because we've been here before. Beetlejuice went from 79% to 85%, having one of its best weeks in a long time, with an overall gross of $1 million. Funny Girl went from 99% to 100%, so close to 2 million. I really think it will make 2 million during the Christmas season. Because I just wanted to at this point. Hadestown is, again, the next show that's gonna close, but, it's hanging on there-ish, going from 93% to 97%. It's still in the $700,000 range, which is just okay, but again, I think the show will close next year, purely based on that the numbers are not what they needed to be. A show like Hadestown doesn't need to be making $1 million every week, but 700,000 is just way too low for Hadestown, or really any show. Hamilton, 2 million, like always, and 100%. Into the Woods went from 68% to 71%, and that is a limited engagement, and it is starting to end off pretty well in the $800,000 range. Kimberly Akimbo went from 79% to 85%, continuing to slowly increase, and a show like that can produce 500,000 because they know it's going to be a huge Tony contender, and it doesn't cost nearly as much money as any other show on Broadway. K-pop went from 71% to 100%, but the average ticket of $51 still made the overall gross pretty weak. And, I think many people have talked about the NY Times controversy. It is sad that the show closed, but it seems that it just simply wasn't a good show. And, these things happen, with just some musicals that just downright flap. And there clearly wasn't an audience for it, or if there was, they weren't coming. But it is sad to see. And then Moulin Rouge went from 98% to 99%, and because the average ticket is increasing in price, the overall gross is definitely at a much higher percentage than it normally is. It just barely gets to $1 million, whereas it's now doing $1,453,000, and last week $1,399,000, so these are definitely much better numbers for this show. Six went from 97% to 97%, a pretty significant drop, but it's still doing awesome. Some Like It Hot, because of press comps, the average ticket was $70. It had a better capacity of 90% versus last week's 69%. But again, I still think, I did look at the ticket sales for this upcoming week, and it did get good reviews. So it is doing better in terms of business over the next week, but as you go closer into this week and to next week, you start to see that it's really only had an effect on the first few days. Again, I think we will get a better sense in January and February, but I just feel like this show will do poorly in those next 2 months, and they will barely make it to the Tonys. I just don't think they'll make it past August. And again, like, the numbers speak for themselves, guys. Like, Thanksgiving week, it did terrible numbers. You know, yes, it was in previews, and yes, it didn't get the type of reviews, but, you know, Hamilton, I mean, there's so many examples I could list where before the reviews came out, while they were in previews and ticket prices are lower during previews, they were still pulling in substantial money. And a show like Some Like It Hot, that, you know, if this was a Kimberly Akimbo type situation, different story, right? But because it is a show that costs millions of dollars, these numbers are poor and underwhelming. And I'm just stating facts. You know, I don't care if it's the best show you've seen, if it was sold out the night you saw it, if the critics loved it. So did they love Tootsie, and so did they love Great Comet, and those shows closed for various reasons. And again, a show like Some Like It Hot, which is a much more traditional Broadway musical, audiences aren't craving. They're not interested in it. So it's not going to succeed. It's not going to win Best Musical. Again, I don't have a vendetta against Some Like It Hot. We've been here, we've seen it before type thing. You know, we've seen shows like Some Like It Hot, and even Something Rotten, they just don't hit the market the way they used to. If this came out in the Spamalot, Book of Mormon, musical comedy, extravaganza, producers, era, different story. But we are in a completely different era where this movie is not well known, and it's just not going to appeal to the general masses the way it would have. And it just pure and simply, we've been here before. We've had so many examples of Some Like It Hot, and this is playing out no different, which is why I'm continuing to press on this agenda or this narrative that it is going to fail, because I truly believe it will not be successful. I hope I'm proven wrong, because I don't like when Broadway shows flop, and I don't like when actors are out of work, but I'm just saying it how I see it. Sorry. And then The Music Man, 3 million, 100% capacity. The Phantom, 2 million and 101% capacity. And yeah, so those are the grosses for this week. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment. And very interested to see what the comments are going to say for this video. But hey, if there's Some Like It Hot stands, good for that show, because they certainly need the fans. Bye. Yeah.